Jimmy's the only canonically allowed one. Nope, you can't do the, like, that our flag was still there. Like, no, you're just making up for the fact that you can't sing it correctly. Ugh. It's infuriating, man. It's infuriating. You have not earned the right to put your spin on the damn anthem. All right. So, let's see. Every American and everyone else who's interested should watch this video essay about the Star-Spangled Banner. It's worth the watch. Ooh, I will be watching that later. Cool. Isn't that just singing? Dude, there's ways to sing it, Pop, that are better. Better. Here. Let me find one. I can find you one here. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Here you go. I'll be right back. It did it! No! Bad automaton! Bad! It did the thing. It did the thing. No, you don't go to falsetto at the end of that. That is the incorrect way to sing that. God damn it. No. It's ruined. Ruined. Terrible. Oh yeah, Yarg? I forgot where it went. It goes, No, I know where it goes. I forgot how to play it. I obviously was not AFK practicing this. Dude, I played this once on the 4th of July, like, last month, and yeah, that's it. This is like my second or third time playing it. Here. Keep going. I just tuned this a second ago. Is it really out of tune again? Oh yeah, way out of tune. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe that's why that sounded bad. Give me 1 second. Oh, the G is way out. Way out. Hang on. I can get it. Those sweet Squire quality tuners. Dude, yeah, no, here, that's weird, dude. It just said it was in tune. I mean, I am using a tuner, dude. I'm not cool enough to be able to tune it by hearing it, you know. So high E is right. Hold on. B. Hang on. Yeah, Rem, I think we gotta replace the strings on this, dude. Yeah, they don't stay really in tune, huh? A flat? No. And caution. Oh, that was quick, Bandit. Tighten it up just a little bit. We're almost there. There we go. That sounds better. Here we go. All right, got you. It ain't a crime to be good to yourself. Yeah, the string, dude, the strings are old, Jacka. This needs a restring. Don't wanna wait for an invitation. You got to live like you're on vacation. Lift it up, lift it up. It's only right now. The tuner isn't going through the amp though, Rem. That's the thing. The tuner is not going through that amplifier. It's the tuner's on the guitar, and it doesn't hear the amplifier because the amp's plugged into the computer. The computer's The amp's plugged into the tuner. Tuner's plugged into the computer. Wait, that's you playing? I thought that was background music. Is there anything that you don't know how to do? Oh, yeah, no, it's me. Yeah, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. Oh, yeah, they don't sound very good. I like a lot of things, Core. I like a lot of things. And I take the time to learn those things that I like. It's pretty simple. Alright, anyway. We'll start up Space News here in a little bit. That's not the right screen, EJ. There you go. The stream is sponsored by Google. Sweet child of mine? I've never tried to, Don Man. I'd have to watch somebody play it, dude. I'm thinking about building a U2G in Kerbal. Any thoughts? Do it. I built one a little while ago. How would I play something that I know? What's something that I haven't played on stream in a little while? I don't think NASCAR is supposed to jump. What is that? No, yeah, no, that curve, dude. Good. Oh, those cars are in the air. Okay, yeah. You know what? I'll go with one that I know. Alright, ready? I just said that let's play something that I know how to play, and I keep missing the... What's up, bud? Oh, that was terrible. What is that supposed to be? Crazy little thing called love? No, it's smoking. Smoking, smoking, looking tonight just to keep on talking. No, I haven't, Forge. Green flag. I forget what the piano does. It's like and then after the organ solo, it goes. Found the NASA document. Signed the document. That ULA stuff is very wild. You guys want me to see this. What? Was ist das? The External Payload Carrier Suborbital Research Platform. What the hell? But... Wait, is that an SRB casing that's being used as a payload bay? I am confused. Why would you do this? That's hard to play up there. Here, how about down here? There we go. They saw you do it though, man. Let's try it. Hey, Wasnor. All right, guys, you ready? Ready to play some space news? Play some space news. Nice, EJ. I'm playing the guitar. That's why my brain is not good. Do much more like. All right. Put that down. Put that down. Ow. Okay. Let's see what's buzzing around in the space news area. Okay, what do we got? I got a cup of coffee. Here's a good start. Animation of Mechazilla capturing Starship. Is that the one from... Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Look at that thing. Bro, if it can do it, I will... That core, like... My brain's telling me no in terms of physics, man, but god dang, if that thing works, it's gonna be insane. Yeah, Don, man, I know about GSLV. That sucks. Another picture of Bob and Doug. Godspeed, Bob and Doug. Cool. All right, let's see. Catholic leaders. NASA astronauts, including Serena Unknown Chancellor, are extremely well respected, serve their country, and make invaluable contributions to the agency. We stand behind Serena in her professional conduct. We do not believe there's any credibility to these accusations. And then Scott goes, Roscosmos has thousands of employees who worked on Soyuz if they wanted to find someone to blame. But Rogozin is so allergic to criticism, he'd rather promote this absurd story. All right, let me give you a little bit of a background on this one. This is, okay, first and foremost, I know people are going to ask me about this story, which is why I'm covering it in the first place. This is tabloid space nonsense. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Long story short, Nauka docked to the space station a little while back. It had a thruster problem. It threatened the station, but they fixed it. Everything was good. And then there are people in the press that have no idea what they're talking about started blaming Russia and saying Russia put lives at risk. You know, why are we working with them, etc., etc. I bet you can guess which journalist did that. I'll leave that to your own, to you. And Russia basically replied saying, well, yeah, talk about putting crew in unsafe circumstances. And a NASA astronaut drilled the hole in our damn Soyuz. And yeah. I'll give you 3 guesses, Bandit. So that's what provoked this whole thing right here. Not that. That's RGV. We could check that in a second. That's what promoted this statement here, and yeah. But Rogozin is so allergic to any criticism, he's rather promote this absurd story. And Dmitry himself replied to Scott, too many boorish and provocative articles about Russian cosmonautics have appeared in the American media lately. This objectivity interferes with our joint work. We do not allow ourselves this, although problems in space happen to everyone. Or don't you have them? I'm telling you, space nonsense, dude. Pretty much, Bluelin. Yeah, him and a couple of other people. You know, oh, Nauka had some problems going to the space station. What does this mean for the Russian space program? That kind of talking head analyzation, crap tier, just poop eating journal. That kind of journalism. You know what I'm talking about. And then the Russians are a lot of things, but anything gonna take that crap sitting down? No way. That's not how they roll. We know that. So they've said, fine, you want to make up stuff? Fine. Your astronaut drilled a hole in our Soyuz. It's your fault. Yep. Fine. We want to sit here and play games? You want to make up things? Sure. Here, how about this? Everyone's like, no, we would never do that. We would never do that. Like, see what I mean? Like, I said. So, when Nauka docked to the ISS, its thrusters stayed on for a second, and it caused the whole station to basically do a flip in space. I'll say it once, I'll say it again, guys. And I'm not running cover for Dmitry Rogozin, all right? They took a 30-year-old module, fixed it, and put it up into space, and that was the least of their problems, all right? Like, it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. At least it shows commitment. They could say, screw you, we're not launching Nauka to the ISS, piss off. Right? Like, they could have said that, but they didn't. You know, yeah, and Serena got freaking she got wound up in the middle of this for no reason. And this is what I mean, dude. This is why, like, I really don't like this crap tier journalism, dude. These fucking, excuse my language, people don't know what you don't realize the pot that you're stirring, dude. Like, it's really annoying, actually. It's not good for space, guys. This isn't good for space. This drama does not sell good with space. This is giving people that are skeptical about space fodder. That's not good. That's not a good thing. What happened, DV? You don't even want to know. It's just stupid drama. I hate that I have to cover this story. It's disgusting. But why attack an astronaut? They could have rightly brought up Starliner, but nah. Oh, well, it was a TASS article, Wisp. Dude, all right, we make the big mistake over here of thinking that, like, if there's a news article in Russia that it's like, oh, Dmitry Rogozin is the one that wrote the article. No. Does Bill Nelson write Ars Technica articles? No. For some reason, like, oh, well, this is the Russian space program saying that, and Dmitry's just sitting there going. He's just sitting there going, why? What? Why? What do you do? Why? What? Like, why? Why are you doing this? TASS is state-owned media. Okay, all right, that's fair. I guess if you wanted to make that assertion, that's fair. But man, like, I don't get why so many people, like, and I actually mean this. I don't get why so many people dump on the ISS, on the Russians with the ISS. We work with them. They're our partner on that. I keep saying this. We're on the same team in this circumstance. We're on the same team here. Yeah, I know, some new. That was funny. Dmitry. Russian crap posting is best crap posting. Yeah, it's all... Yeah, Bandit... It's not, though. Like, this is not helping. Alright, here, look. I've heard one upside of today's lengthy Starliner delay is that ULA will now have pad time to conduct a wet dress rehearsal of Vulcan this fall or early winter. This will be done with test BE-4 engines, not the flight engines. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny, man. Oh my god. What, dude, that's freaking savage, man. He's going off. Dimitri's going off on Twitter today. Last, what's up, Thomas? F for Booster 3, it's being cut up. Not on a priority, dude. Not on priority. It's an old design. Throw it in the bin. False. SN4 flew without engines. Okay, that's... Well, part of it did. Part of it did. It was multi-staged. It's multi-staged. So the ship breaks in half and some of it flies. Yep. The engines didn't fly, though. The engines didn't fly. Yeah, pretty much, Buck. Yeah, they, once again, just the rate of iteration is absurd, man. Yeah, I mean, Buck, it's software. They're, like, as much as we like to see, like, oh man, you know, SpaceX is going so fast. They did the same thing with Falcon 9, but they're way more transparent about it this time around because they're building it out in a field, you know? This is how fast they went with Falcon 9, guys. They introduced all kinds of crazy things. Like, landing legs came out of nowhere on CRS-4. Like, people were like, that has landing legs on it. It has landing legs on it. Oh my goodness, you know? Lilo Dallas multi-stage, multi-pass. Jason? CRS-3, excuse me, yeah. Multi-pass. Dallas? Corbin Dallas? Yeah, that's me. Hey, Panox, what's up? Which is funny since Elon said Falcon 9 Dragon is a very conservative design. Hey, yeah, she knows it's a multi-pass, honey. Anyway, we're in love. We're newlyweds, just met. She knows it's a multi-pass. Anyway, we're in love. Miss, multi-pass. I guess I need orange hair to do that, huh? No. Nope, not doing that. And CRS-3 got sooty due to the dirty flame trench. Yep, you gotta clean him out. It's one of my favorite movies, Warhawk. Do it? I don't think I would look good with that haircut, to be honest with you. Orange beard? Nah, I'm good, Panox. I used to make fun of the kids that dyed their hair in high school, but different times. I'd probably apologize nowadays for being a dick, but yeah. Oh yeah, we made fun of those kids. But when I was in high school, kids would dye their hair black. Because, like, scene kids and emo kids were the thing. Well, yeah, I was part of the skateboarding crew. Yeah, we made fun of those kids. Yeah. Whoops. Whoops. My Chemical Romance. Yeah. Rich, you know. Colored hair is hot. You know what I think about people dyeing their hair, Core? If you really want to know, you know what I think? I don't care. I really don't. I don't have time to. I don't have enough time in the day to make a big deal out of that. I really don't. I don't care. Dye your hair purple, pink. I don't give a crap. I'm not dyeing mine, dude. No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. But you do whatever you want. I don't care. It's not about me. It's about you and what hair color you want. You know what I mean? I was part of the surfer kids. We didn't have surfer kids because there's no surf in Massachusetts. You do you. Damn straight, Cletus. You haven't seen... Wake me up! Wake me up inside! Can't wake up! Dude, I remember kids would leave the high school parking lot blasting that. And then I would get crap for listening to, like, Judas Priest. I'd listen to, like, Breaking the Law, and people would be like, you listen to old people music? I'm like, what? Get with the times, old man. Save me. I hung out with everyone. Or not, I didn't, man. I didn't, dude. I was kind of a loner in high school. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah. Unpopular opinion, but I like Valerian. The world feels so much like The Fifth Element. Gotta love Luc Besson. Everything Luc Besson does is genius, Jason. Leon, Fifth Element. He wrote the script for Taken. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you want money, I don't have it. But what I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills that I've acquired over a very long career. If you let my daughter go now, I will not find you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will find you. And I'll kill you. Good luck. Which one of you is Marco from Tripoia? We're all from Tripoia. He did the Transporter as well. The first Transporter's dope, dude. Great movie. Optimus Prime? Yeah. The word metal pissed me off so much. That's so metal, bro. Crawling in my skin. Oh, God, the music was so bad. Oh, my God. Now I know what... Now I realize, like, when my parents... My parents are like... You know, when I was like, dude, 80s music... I'm like, dude, 80s music is sick. And they're like, no, it's not. It's so bad. And now like, I get it. Like, the music that was popular in the mid-2000s was... not ideal. The hip-hop was okay. Hip-hop was alright. It was alright. Yeah. Manual 7 series is a lie. Yeah, right? Okay, now we need Seth MacFarlane to do the quote in the Kermit the Frog voice. Yeah. Musical taste is subjective, to be fair. Yeah, okay. You're right. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Cut my cake into pieces. This is my last pie slice. I don't know. How dare you disparage Linkin Park? This is my last dessert. Yeah, right. This is my plastic fork. You don't know where I live, but you know the city. What? Sure. Okay. John, what's your last, man? Was estás?
Friends would walk up to me.
Oh, boy. Yeah, the ad blocker's on the fritz, huh? Okay, what's this ad for? Mud water. Okay, cool. Gentlemen and ladies, be sure to avoid this product at all costs. I have a new thing. Any ads that I see that I don't like, I will do the opposite of the intention of the advertisement. I will purposely avoid that company because I hate ads that freaking much. I understand that's how it works. You gotta advertise. I don't make money if you don't see it. I get it. No, I'm drawing a line. Okay. I'm drawing a line. You see? Yep. There's the line. Done. Hey, 95. What's 9 plus 10? No. That's not a line. Yes, it is. The line must be drawn here. This far. No further. Yeah. Drawing a line. Serious. Did I make it past the ad? I gotta be very careful here with this.
Oh, can you see into my eyes like open doors?
Is that Goofy?
Leading you down into my core, where I've become so numb, without a soul.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Goof in essence. Oh my god. Goof me up inside. Oh my god. Forlorn, you listened to Evanescence, didn't you? You definitely did. Don't lie. Forlorn, you did. I know you did. I know you. You mean you don't like this kind of music? Absolutely. Oh God, no, Lemprod. Jesus, no. Cringe, bro. Let's move on. Wait, you don't have that song in your playlist? No. Nah, I don't listen to that. The music that would be correct for my age group that I listened to in the mid 2000s, and this is not a lot of music. I listened to Wolfmother. Good music. I listened to The Offspring. And yeah, that's it. There was some hip hop. Snoop, Dre, Eminem. I listened to a little bit of that. Not really my thing, but I listened to Weezer. Yeah, Weezer's there. The vast majority of the music that I like is from like 1965 to like 1990. Oops. You know what, Jason? That's completely fair. Completely fair. No, Nickelback. Nah, I didn't listen to Nickelback. The music that I listened to in high school is about 20 years too late. I listened to Priest, Maiden, Twisted Sister, Rat. Yeah, yeah. It was the popular music in like 1986. But there's a reason. When I was in high school, Vice City had just come out, and a young, impressionable EJ turned it on and immediately found V-Rock. And, yep, blew my mind. Yep. I listened to ZZ Top, Black Sabbath, AC/DC. Yeah, of course, dude. You turn on the classic rock station, I can just leave it playing because I like every song. I know, it's the most vanilla music taste around. I don't care. Whitesnake. In the still of the night, and the woman up here telling me I gotta have more. Yeah. Yeah. The Sanctuary, yes. The Cult, good song. Yeah, and that diverged my music taste from a lot of my peers at the time. The only other people that liked the same music that I did was the people that also played Vice City. Yeah, right, Jonas? Yeah. Rogozin's on fire. Did Dimitri crap post again? Yeah, no, Jason has been very, very, very clear and consistent on this the entire time. In the almost decade that I've known him. Jason has been very consistent. Blind Guardian fanboy since the 80s. I can respect that, Fenaro. Right on. So hyped for a VC remaster. It better be happening. Yeah, that's what. So, like, anything that's on V-Rock, in Vice City, I listened to that when I was growing up, so that was the music that I liked. And man, did I get ostracized for that, because you gotta remember, your boy went to high school in the early 2000s. This is still when, you know, if you were a social outcast, people used you as fodder to improve their social standing in the cult of high school. Yeah, oh, I got made fun of. I got made fun of for listening to Priest. Strangest thing. Priest, man. I was into parody songs, yeah. Jason's like, I don't hide who I am. Kansas, Scooger? Yeah, I like Kansas. Dust in the Wind's a good song, too. But yeah, the music that I was brought up on before that, Zeppelin, The Who, Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner. Yeah. Beach Boys. My family isn't that big. We aren't big Pink Floyd fans, to be honest with you. Three Dog Night, yeah. Kids in my high school listened to Priest, but ironically, that's just a shame, dude. Graduated in 09, I'm glad to say I didn't have that experience. Big school, no cliques, everyone kind of intermingled pretty well. Nice. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer? Oh, yeah, obviously. Doogie Brothers, Steely Dan. I didn't listen to much Steely Dan. The Doobie Brothers, China Grove is a good song, but after Michael McDowell went in there, it's just like, listen to these Malaysia songs. Terrible. The Doogie Brothers, nice. Yeah, Crosby, Stills, Nash. Yeah, that's the music that I listen to. Yeah, my parents, rap was verboten. Yeah, verboten. That song doesn't do anything for me, Warhawk. It's a nice song, it just doesn't do anything for me. And obviously Hendrix, yeah, there's that too. CCR, yeah, that's the music that I listen to. I also, that's the funny thing, I also played a lot of Battlefield Vietnam in high school. And you could blast the music in the helicopters when you were flying around in the game, and yeah, that music, yeah, that's good music. I confused the heck out of my parents one day when I pulled into the driveway blasting Rare Earth, and they're like, how do you know what that is? I'm like, huh? Oh, it's in the game. Yeah. Yeah. I confused the heck out of my mom one day. I remember this. She's like, how do you... How? Where did you get this? Yeah, Dave, nice. Turns out that the BE-4 is flying 4 years just without us knowing. What's up? Oh. That's a shame. I've done that to him a few times to my foes, mostly because of Fallout. Yeah, Steve Ray Vaughan, that's right, man. Alright. So, Dimitri's crap posting. What else do we have? There's not much going around with space news today, guys. The crawl is kind of slow. Here, there's a Starship graphic coming from Tijan M 3D Animations. Let's see what we got here. Check this. Oh, yeah. SpaceX got their first payout for HLS. It's $300 million for Starship development, which is pretty cool. Yeah, right, Leroy? There you go. I've been on a country kick lately, mostly 80s stuff. Dave, there's this weird thing about country. Everybody hates it. Everybody supposedly hates country music. But then you go to like gatherings and stuff, and everyone's just playing country music. Strangest thing. Willie the Wheel and his Cadillac Coffin. It's a good song. No, just new country. Old country is awesome. Motorkid, I saw the strangest thing. Okay, all right. People that are from the southern part of the U.S., all right? Listen to this. Brimo and I were coming home from the grocery store the other day, okay? And there were some high school kids in a Jeep, right? With the top down and stuff, right? The roof was off. It was a Jeep Wrangler, a 4-door Wrangler, right? Some high school kids driving around, and they were blasting Luke Bryan in Massachusetts, in urban Massachusetts. Unironically, they were like vibing to it and stuff. I'm like, what is happening here? What? Dude, I would have gotten beaten up if I did that. They were listening to Luke Bryan. I'm like, what is happening? It was like, I love my pickup truck, and I love hunting deer. I'm like, what is going on? You live in Boston. What country music? What? What?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Spatchib, welcome to Mission Control. You're going throttle up. I wasn't like appalled. I'm just, all right. They long for simpler times, yo. Dude, it was strange. It was the strangest thing. Guys, I live in the city, like in the city. Okay, it was weird, man. It was weird. No, Rich. It was at a stoplight. I was parked next to them. and I had my windows down, and the kids were like, "Oh my God, I love this music. Having such a good time." And I'm sitting there like this, going. And then they looked over. I'm like, and they were like, "Oh, turn the music down. Turn the music down." I'm sitting there going, "What?" I'm like, what? I'm sorry. It was confusing. It was confusing. I got confused. Dude, has he done the Kerbal SSTO yet? No, not yet. Give me an hour to just finish up here. The news crawl is slow today. That's why I'm making conversation. So we might jump into Kerbal even a little bit earlier today. Maybe you're the weirdo for judging others. Yeah, whatever, Swishio, because, you've never judged anybody in your life. You're the model of perfection, right? Yeah, please. Come on, spare me. All right? No, Platinum, I didn't make that weird face to make a point. I was just thoroughly confused. I'm like, what is this? What are we, in South Carolina? What are you doing? And I don't mind country music either. It's just weird. Okay, so my brain said okay, would I rewind 15 years, right? Rewind 15 years. And did anybody in my high school listen to country music? No. Not a chance. You would get beat up. Yeah, you would get beat up. I'm so confused. I'm in Massachusetts? But unironically playing country music in Massachusetts. Okay. Yeah, no, Dead Crew, it was strange. It was strange. It was weird. I'm like, what happened? Hello, everybody. Googer, my name's Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash is awesome. Ragged Old Flag is one of my favorite songs, dude. I'm mighty proud of that Ragged Old Flag. Is it more common now, EJ? I've noticed it lately. You too? Okay, some new. That makes me feel a little bit better. It's very strange. Orion does Anelka. Oh, jeez. Bandit, what's up? Can we take a moment and listen to this video? Oh, we've watched this before. Yeah. That's a great video. Yeah, Trafalgar, I guess. My high school was about hip-hop and R&B. Any other music was hurt. Yeah, TJ, same with me. That's what all the popular kids listened to, hip-hop. Like MTV music at the time. Rogozin stated, "So far, I do not see the need for cross flights, but we cannot rule it out. What do you think with him leaving the possibility open?" Yeah, Jason. No, I know. It's just it was a weird, surreal moment that I had because when I lived in Florida, I saw that all the time. Yeah, but here, I'm just confused. Yeah, Katra, right? It's mostly EDM and Britpop. Yeah, no, it was weird, man. It was weird. I'm like. All right. Strange. Maybe it's a good sign that the world is a better place. Yeah. A pick of the cut line on Booster 3. Cut is on the weld line between rings 23 and 24, counting from the bottom. Oh, interesting. Now the kids and teens here are into K-pop. Huh. In my neck of the woods, it's becoming a lot more popular with outdoorsy or truck people. Huh. Considering that Aaron Lewis is from Mass and he's singing country music now, like, Dish, you do you, right? There's something very strange about people from my state listening to country music. That's very strange. Like, that's strange. And stuff's actually pretty good. Hey, dude, I don't know, man. Like, what? What is happening? It's crazy. In the time SpaceX built Super Heavy, SLS did what? Torque 2 bolts? Yeah, and for sure. But you got to remember that SLS stack is going to send something all the way to the moon in a couple of months. It's not that far away, dude. Maybe. I mean, and I know a bunch of people that work on the stack. Do you know something that I don't? Like, and look at the price. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I can look at the price. I can break it down if you want. We're doing this? You want to do this? That's bait. And do you really think that, or are you just screwing with me? I'm serious. I'm just genuinely curious. Like, do you actually think that SLS is? Whoa, my God, $1 billion a launch. Seen enough of the breakdowns. It's still pork. No, you haven't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be saying that. All right. Okay, hear me out, dude. So, whenever you see a space news, an article, whatever, which is what I know you read that, and you actually haven't seen the breakdowns. You've seen an analyzation of somebody doing the breakdown. That's fine. That's fair. Whenever you see those breakdowns that always write these articles that are like, hey, SpaceX is doing this for cheaper versus SLS versus, SLS is $1 billion a pop. There's always a fundamental flaw with every one of those articles, okay? The fundamental flaw is the pricing structure, okay? Listen, hear me out. And don't get me wrong. $1 billion is a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not. And the SLS program certainly does have its criticisms. I'm not going to say that the program is above criticism either. I have a lot of problems with it. It's not comprehensive enough. What does it do? It does nothing. Great, you can move a capsule to the moon. Lovely. All right. Starship is a much better application in that regard. And I do agree that SpaceX goes a lot faster. But you can't count apples to oranges here, man. And the reason why, hear me out, dude. Just listen. Trust me. Is because NASA's funding and how their prices are presented is total cost involved versus price per launch. SLS costs $1 billion a launch because NASA is taking into account, because they have to, because it's a federal agency, because of transparency, they have to take into account everything. That accounts for every single thing that you need to do to start with, like a bunch of aluminum and some steel for a rocket, like the raw materials, all the way to launching and going to the moon. That is an end-to-end cost. SpaceX, once again, SpaceX is probably still cheaper, but it's important to understand. SpaceX is charging price per launch on a per contract basis. That's a lot different than a long-term cost plus contract. That's an entirely different contract structure. You're comparing miles per hour to inches here. It's not how that works. The scale on which these things are measured, they don't get me wrong. Like I said, SLS is still expensive. It absolutely is. But it's not as expensive as people make it out to be. It really isn't. If we wanted to compare price per launch between like Falcon Heavy and SLS, well, Falcon Heavy just got an award for the Europa Clipper mission for $173 million, right? SLS, if you compare it to shuttle costs of a shuttle stack, shuttle costs about $400 million. But that's as of 2011. If you adjust that for inflation and reduce a little bit because the complexity of the vehicle is a little bit less, the shuttle's a little more complicated than SLS. SLS comes out to like what, $450 million a pop? $450 million a pop, yes, I admit, still more expensive than Falcon Heavy. Way more expensive than Falcon Heavy. But it also does more than Falcon Heavy. Look, at the end of the day, The Falcon is just another rocket that's it's just another rocket, and it's just partially reusable. And once again, I'm not knocking Elon Musk. I love the guy, and I love Starship, right? Right? But this $1 billion a pop nonsense is not, that's twisting the truth. That's not right. Oh, well, Jesus, comparing it to the shuttle, another pork shit project. All right, well, hey, don't curse in my chat, please. I try to keep it classy, and I try to keep it civil with people. I'd appreciate it if you did the same thing. I mean, it's all good, though. I mean, you know, because ignoring the truth and not listening to the engineering and the cost structuring of a space program has paid off very well in the past, hasn't it? Hey, let's launch it in the cold, right? Because screw it. You know, let's not listen to any of that. Let's just go off how we feel. Yeah, that works. Works every time, right? It's clown shoes, bro. It's clown shoes. Look, and I'm not saying that SpaceX is a bad idea. I love what Elon does. I follow Starship very closely. But SLS does get a lot of crap. But the thing is, like, it gets crap for the wrong reasons. You want to crap on SLS? You want to sit here and crap on SLS? Have it freaking do something, please. It's been, what, 15 years? Have it do something. The problem with the SLS program is that it never had a mission. It was doomed to fail from the start, just like the shuttle. That's my criticism of it. But now that it's up and running, I don't think that canceling it is a good idea. I think we should put it to work. I think we should do the opposite of that, so we can at least recoup the freaking billions of dollars that we invested in that program. You know, what makes NASA do work? So, like, okay, you look at that and you say, oh, the SLS and the shuttle, another big pork project. You might not necessarily be wrong. Every government program is, right? But look at the Apollo program. Was the Apollo program pork too? Oh, absolutely. It put 400,000 people to work. Absolutely. Big government program. Right? What's the difference? The difference is that the Apollo program actually accomplished something. And how I look at that between then and now is why. What's the difference? Deadlines, man. Deadlines. Anytime some politician comes around and says, oh yeah, we want to build a rocket now so we can figure out the missions later, they deserve to be kicked in the crotch. Just, no, that's my problem with the SLS program. There's no goal. Until 2017 rolled around, and under NASA's Transitional Authorization Act of 2017, they moved up the deadlines and then announced that they were going back to the moon in 2024. Now we have a deadline for the rocket. And because there was a deadline for a rocket, the contractors had something to scale to. And look, stuff actually got done with the SLS program. Funny how that works, huh? They literally said that for SLS and the shuttle, dude. And the shuttle. So look, don't get me wrong. The program ain't without criticisms. But it's important to understand why. Right? Like, and I ain't trying to change your mind, dude. Dude, what SpaceX is doing is just too cool. It's just too cool to change people's minds, man. I'm not going to sit here and try and pretend. But it is important to understand that a lot of people have loaded articles out there that teach you. They don't show you the cost breakdowns, and they don't even bother to mention its TCI. So, like, okay, you want another criticism of SLS? In the VAB, NASA's Vehicle Assembly Building, where they built Apollo rockets and shuttles. Every single shuttle stack, every single Apollo rocket was made right there, right? Except for a couple of Saturn 1Bs, right? The VAB has 4 high bays in it, meaning you can build 4 rockets in parallel. NASA has only ever used 2 of them, ever, for building rockets. The SLS program uses 1 high bay 3, which is where Artemis 1 is right now. 1. Guess who foots the bill for Kennedy Space Center? The SLS program. I didn't come with binders full of facts. Nah, it's all good, man. Once again, I ain't trying to change your mind, dude. What SpaceX is doing, like I said, man, what SpaceX is doing is too damn cool. I get it. I get it if people are hype on that. Good. That's what NASA should be doing, man. That's what they should be doing. But yeah, it's all good, man. No problem. Came to watch some Kerbal? Yeah, we'll get some SSTO stuff done, right? Where did you get this shirt? ULA gave it to me. It's on their website, dude. But I'm always totally willing to change my mind. I hate people who can't change their point of view. Hell yeah, man. Right on. Dude, that's what I'm all about here. Like, dude, I don't even try to get people to change their mind. I just show them what's going on. Like, I can't stand it when people are like, they throw this stuff around like on Twitter and on Reddit like there's some kind of cost structuring economist when it comes to spaceflight funding. SLS could cost up to $2 billion a pop. I'm like, you literally have no idea what you're saying, do you? You're just saying words, man. Not you, like those people. But yeah, no. Thank you for hearing me out at least, dude. Some people just tell me to piss off and say SpaceX is better and just leave. You know? It's all good though, man. Yeah, this is a cool shirt, man. Vulcan shirt, baby.
Discovery, go
and you got gifted a sub. Look at that. Nah, thanks for listening, man. Yeah, sometimes people just tell me to piss off, and I'm like, all right. Wasn't the lack of deadlines with SLS because it was sort of a knee-jerk reaction to cancellation of Constellation? That's correct, Cyborg. Where are my engines, Jeff? With that being said, that's a funny meme. That's really funny. But that's not really what's going on, but it's also a funny meme. Anyway. Yes, no, that's right. NASA also can't just blow up rockets anymore. Livid, where's your last? Where did you... Okay, you already got that. Where did you get that, sir? Space policy has been a dumpster fire since the days of sci.space.policy, where newsgroups in the 1990 newsgroups that won't change anytime soon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and gee, something like that. Another thing to take into account, right? Another thing to take into account is that, like, freaking, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I forgot, and it doesn't matter. Screw it. Yeah, if you're just stirring the pot, man, I don't care. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It would even be more dumb to cancel SLS at this point, right? And you know, like, that's another thing people do. But what about the sunk cost fallacy? It's like, do you know what that phrase means? I don't think you think it means what you think it means. Like okay. Okay, gotta head to Dennis to try and get some Andromeda pics. Right on, man. Do it. Also, weird news that SpaceX got $300 million for HLS after they finished a milestone. What is it? It's the protest ending, Forge. The GAO protest concluded, so NASA can start giving SpaceX money. And they did. They gave them $300 million for Lunar Starship.
Kyron, you got my... Jeff, you got my engines? Where are my engines, Jeff? Oh, where my money, Brian? Yeah, you got my money? Huh?
Anyway, yeah, if you're just stirring the pot, man, yeah, no, people, you know, you're like the guy, SLS sucks. Yeah, I got you, dude. It's all good. Sorry, I can't tell inflection from text sometimes, dude, so I kind of just go off on the binders and facts thing when I don't know what's going on. I'm a little confused by your tactics. I'm going to keep acting tough until I figure out what's going on. Lunar Starship is dope, dude. I want SpaceX to succeed on all fronts. You know why? Because I'm a big, dude, I'm a huge freaking shuttle guy. I mean, I'd assume because you're looking for Kerbal that you watched the stream before, right? I'm a nuts shuttle guy, dude. I want Starship to vindicate my reusable space flight. Because when the shuttle stopped flying, everyone's like, reusability doesn't make sense. That's what everybody parroted. And like, yeah, shut up. You shut your mouth. Oh, man. So if Jeff didn't protest, SpaceX would have gotten money from NASA earlier. That's correct. I just realized that OG2 was almost 6 years ago. Yeah. Yep. December 22nd, 2015. It's when you get confused by their Tic Tacs. That's when things get weird. By the way, even with this latest payment, SpaceX is still getting less money than the national team. The total amount SpaceX got from HLS is $439.6 million. The total amount of the national team Blue Origin got is $479 million. Okay. You would marry a shuttle? I don't love the shuttle like that, Chronic, but I mean, if that meant that someone would give me like Discovery, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Yeah, for the memes. Absolutely. I do like the shuttle. I really wish it could have been more lean. And yeah, well, that's the thing, and it was, dude. It was until Challenger happened, and everybody, oh no, are you okay? Like, yeah. And then they started trying to make it safe, not trying to make it reliable. And look where trying to make it safer happened. Freaking look where that ended up. That ended real good, didn't it? New interplanetary mission and Tory infographic. Nah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Dude, at the end of the day, I want space to do good. I'll cheer everybody on. I don't really care. But it's important to know and understand. Like, I don't like it when people dump on certain programs. It's really annoying. Lols, what's up? What's on your mind, Ace? Reminds me of the guy on TikTok that I was arguing with. The dude replied that Challenger had nothing to do with wind shear. Okay, alright. Yeah, that guy's a moron. But also, why are you arguing with people on TikTok? Wait, you can argue with people on TikTok? What do you do? Send them a video of you saying you're wrong? Like, he does space news on... People do space news on TikTok? Well, then again, nobody's expecting this on Twitch, too, right? Like... I guess I shouldn't judge. I mean, I suppose that's not the worst idea, you know? How do you argue with people on TikTok, man? Seriously, I'm going to go full boomer here for a second. How does that work? Is there like a comment section on videos? There's a comment section? Oh, okay, so it's like YouTube videos. I got it. He stated that the shuttle was a death trap and I couldn't resist. Yep. Just the correct way to pronounce TikTok is toxic. Yeah, right. If you're on TikTok, you're under 25 or just crippin'. Yeah, creeping. Yep. Twitch. Dude. TikTok was like one of the first things where. One of the first signs of me being old, because I'm like, what is this? This is stupid. And don't get me wrong, I'm just getting old. I understand that that's what the kids like. I get it. Like, it's not. But also, my kids showed me TikTok. I'm like, what the hell is this, dude? Right? Like, I'm like, what the frick is going on here? Is this what you like? And now I understand when my dad was saying that to me about like Iron Maiden and stuff. He's like, is this what you like? I'm like, yeah, that's what I like. You know? TikTok is just Vine before Twitter killed it. TikTok is a $60 billion company, no joke. Maybe we should put clips on TikToks. Any Zoomers out there want to help me out with that? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, God! Yeah, Sawyer, I have the Xfinity race on over there. You son of a gun! I'm in! $60 billion, joke's on us. Yeah, hand, for sure, right? Like, dude... Who's the real loser here? Like, Jesus Christ. People on TikTok that do space news are extremely biased, though. Yeah, I get you. I mean, they are on YouTube as well, Switchio. I see people, dude. I've seen folks on YouTube talking about Starship. They have no idea what they're saying. Like, it's bad. It's bad. No joke. That would be a good idea, right? You're already on TikTok, remember? Yeah, don't remind me of that punk. A lot of us have ADHD, and short stuff like that is perfect. I often watch it until 3 a.m. Oh no. Yeah, lols, that's called being an addict, and that's not a good thing. That sounds like exactly what I do with reading about space news. Reading about space flight. I stay up. I don't get a lot of sleep, guys, because I have to brush up on everything. It's almost like aerospace engineering is tough. I learned all the stuff, and then I realized a little bit ago that you have to keep reading. You have to go back and reread it if you want to know it cold off the cuff. So I lose sleep because I read a lot. I've accidentally stayed up all night watching TikTok. Holy crap, dude. That can't be healthy. But EJ, I watch you till 3 a.m. You know what? That can't be healthy either. Have you seen this crazy tweet? I get hyper-focused, so I just keep watching. You're working on ADHD meds. Dude, even the meds, though, man. The meds aren't going to fix everything, man. You got to want to fix stuff, dude. You can't admit somebody to AA if they don't want to stop drinking. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying it's not really the same as that, but damn, dude. Lols, dude, once upon a time, all right? Once upon a time, you know, also when I was in high school, while we're on the subject, right? They tried to say that I had, oh, you have ADHD. And don't get me wrong, I get it on the stream. I'm like, let's see how you handle 600 people talking to you all at once, okay? All right? The fact that I can keep track of it and the stream stays on any regular schedule at all is that's pretty good, right? I think I'm doing a good job, right? I can't do that in real life. It's like there's a lot of stimuli going on here all at once, all the time. It gets overwhelming at times, and you're like, right? The thing is, back in the day, dude, they gave me Adderall and stuff, right? And when I took it, dude, I'm embarrassed to admit this. All it did was make me want to go play Counter-Strike and be better at Counter-Strike. Like, I took all the good things that the Adderall does, and I just put it towards playing video games. And I got really good at playing video games, right? But, like, they were like, oh, yeah, here, take it for your schoolwork. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, okay, I'll do that. You know, like, sure. Like, be careful with that stuff, man. You got to have some mental discipline, dude, because even the meds, when you go and take them, trust me, this will happen if you don't realize it, it'll happen, and all of a sudden, you'll be on TikTok until 6 a.m. Because the meds will make you focus on frigging TikTok for frigging 30 hours a day. You know what I mean, right? Like, yeah, exactly, Tree, right? You have to remember that it affects everyone different. I already know, yeah, okay, all right, fair. You have to have mental discipline so you could end up like me. Do you want that? I mean, Wisp, really? Do you really want that? Do you really want to work 70 hours a week? Anyone? Bueller? Like, is that really what you want? Yeah, and you got to be careful with that stuff, man. At the end of the day, even with that stuff, you need a little bit of mental discipline, just a little bit. But yeah, I quit the stuff. I quit the Adderall a long time ago, dude. I don't need it. I don't need it when I'm reading about space. I just read about space, and because I'm an idiot and never learned how to learn correctly, I always have to read stuff 3 or 4 times, so I'm good at recalling stuff off the cuff, you know? To be fair, the algorithm on TikTok is very good stuff. Yeah, Sebi, but it's also spyware, man. It's taking your data. And don't get me wrong, if you don't care, you don't care. Like, that's fine. I have ADHD. I'm like the dog from Up. Yeah, Xanath, I know what you mean. I have a quick question about Starship in this picture. What do those little caps look like at the hatches? Are they access points for the vehicle? Alright, here. I'll get over there. What isn't taking your data in 2021? That's right, Solaire. Everyone does. I don't know, man. I just don't like it. Like, I get it. I get it why companies do it. I understand. Like, you know, that's how you make money. Like, YouTube can stay free for the most part because of the ads. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't understand the business model, right? What's up with Rogozin lately? Any fresh drama? He's pissed about that. He's pissed that people freaking... Okay, Swishio, let me put it to you like this, and then we'll look at this Starship picture. Swishio, put it to you like this. You're Dimitri, and don't get me wrong, the guy ain't an angel by any means, but hey, you know that you have to kick people in the pants and you have to kind of be a dick to get stuff done, right? That's just how people are, right? And not that's just how people are. It doesn't really excuse the behavior either at the same time. So everybody's up his butt from you know, people on Twitter to everyone else about getting Nauka to the space station, or Nauka. And they decide they're going to refurbish the module. They fix it. They do a bang-up job. They send it into space. They have 1 or 2 problems with the propulsion systems. It docks to the ISS. The thruster problem happens. And all the people that were like, when are you going to launch Nauka? When are you going to launch it? 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 Now are saying, oh, why did you launch Nauka? Why did you launch it? Why did you launch it? Why did you launch it? It's not safe. Why did you launch it? So he's just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? That's what's going on. I mean, you can tell by his tweets, dude. Like, he's like, what do you want? What do you want from me? Like, all right. You read about space and take the stuff. I'd have to go renew the script, Googer. I could probably do it, but, man, I don't want that stuff, dude. I don't want it. I really don't. I really don't want it. It's not good for you. Adderall screws with your vascular system, guys. It increases your blood pressure. Dude, I had high blood pressure in high school. Like, I don't want that stuff, man. I decided, Googer, a long time ago that I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it myself, and I'm gonna learn. I acknowledge that, you know, I can be like pew 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 in all different directions, right? But, you know, like, what if there's a scenario where I can't get the stuff? I don't want to become dependent on an amphetamine, all right? Like, and that, once again, I'm speaking for me now. I know that everybody's different, and I know if that's what you need to function, if that's what you need to do, you do you. I want to be very clear. I'm speaking about me. I don't want that. I don't. I really don't. So, you know, I spent the better part, I think I stopped Adderall in like 2009 or something. I spent the better part of 10 years just building up the mental discipline, you know? It's tough, man. It's a tough thing to do. That's why it's administered by a professional. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, I mean, hey, everybody's different, dude. I just didn't want that. That's all. What about caffeine? I drink a lot of coffee. So maybe, I mean, Orange Gamer, now that you're thinking about it, maybe I swapped one out for another. You're sure you even had ADHD in the first place? I don't know, man. I'm like a poster child, 44. Yeah, Hand, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, the riddle, yeah, or not. Personally, I just can't wait to be able to function like a regular person. It affects my relationships and how I function from day to day. Yeah. Lols, just be careful with going on TikTok, alright? Just careful with that, okay? I understand that it helps. I get you. But, dude, like, okay. I'm gonna ask. You tell me, alright? If you spent all the time that you spent, and I'm gonna sound like dad now, like I get it. If you spent all the time that you spent on TikTok, and I understand that TikTok it helps, right? Like I get it. Is there any way that you could spend that on like learning something? Like I understand, like if you just stopped going on TikTok and you started reading like an aerospace engineering book, it doesn't work like that. I know. Thanks, I didn't have one. Oh, well, this is awkward now. But like all the time that you spent on the talks, that's not what the kids say. Nobody calls it that. I understand. Is there any way that you could Like, you, like, spend all that time learning, like, about space news, like what I do? Do you think? The ticks, the talks. Interesting. Yeah, for realsies, that's what I'm wondering. Actually, they do call it the talks? Oh, great. That means I'm trendy, Jeff. Oh, excuse me while I go throw up. As Izep, it is what it is, bro. I'm just interested. Time you plan to start KSP about 20 minutes. Fortunately today, I can choose what I can't choose what I focus on. If I try, I can focus for up to a week on something and then I lose every interest in it. Huh. Lals, how old are you again? Just out of curiosity. 23. Well, Lals, I'll be honest with you. That sounds like me when I was your age. It sounds like me 10 years ago. Laws, you've heard me talk about how I make stuff idiot-proof for future me, right? Yeah, I don't just do that in KSP, man. Yeah, dude. No, yeah, all right. It'll get better, dude. Stamp it in your head. It works. It works for me, you know. Hey, yeah, but everybody's different, dudes. It sucks, man. Yeah, it's freaking annoying, dude. I can't even imagine what that's like having someone change the channel in your head every 5 minutes. That would just piss me off. I would just get pissed off, dude. I'd be like, all right, stop it. How did you not lose focus on things in your 20s? I did, XL. At the beginning of my 20s, I was just all over the place, dude. And then I decided one day, dude, that you know, I don't want to be like that. You know? I don't. My cousin does that, Twitch. Problem with idiot-proofing things is idiots are innovative, too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Tabamery, that definitely helps. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it doesn't. How do you future-proof things? Yep, pretty much. They're cutting B3 in half. Yep. I actually like these talks that we have. I don't know why, but it's nice to support each other and stuff. Yeah, heck yeah, Dino. That's all I try to do, guys. I'm not trying to be some, like, anti-drug something or other, dude. It's just that everyone here has a brain, right? And I get it. Everyone's brain is different at a chemical level to an extent because of genetics, right? Because of deoxyribonucleic acid. I understand. Like, not an expert on it by any means. Right? EJ, MD, right? No, like, there's tons of medical streamers that probably know way more about it than I do. But you can. The thing is that you have neuroplasticity. It just goes away when you're older. But you can still learn new things. You can still change your habits and stuff. It's tough though, man. That's really hard to do. It requires a lot of mental discipline, but you can do it. I put on depression meds, then realized I was probably misdiagnosed when I watched a dude on TikTok that described every odd thing about me, and I realized that it's ADHD. Hey, there you go. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Bradley. Yeah, Bradley. You know, dude. I know that you know. There's tons of better medical streamers on that. I'm probably not the guy to talk about, but dude, I can't. It really bothers me, like as a teacher, I guess. Like I'm not a teacher. I'm not an accredited teacher. Like I get it. I do edutainment. I understand, but that doesn't mean that I don't care about the people that are watching. I want you guys to do well, right? And that's the whole critical thinking thing. What I try to do is get you to use your brain. You know, I'm trying to bend the neurons in your brain to my will. No, not like that, but no, that would be EJ, biological PhD. See, I don't even know what it's called, right? Like, did I miss space news? The news cycle's a little bit slow, ArcSign, today. So, but yeah, you can change this around here. You can use it. Learning helps. I'm telling you. Okay, I can only speak for myself. Learning helps. Learn new things. Trust me. I don't know why it helps. It frigging helps. Bradley, tell him. Tell them, dude. If you learn new things every day, you try to introduce new stimuli to your brain every day. Learn new things. Like, look at all the stuff that I do, right? Like, I work on the truck. I play the guitar. We play Kerbal. I can 3D model. I can do it. Stimulate your brain, all right? But stimulate it with stuff not like TikTok. TikTok is like a cheap trick for your brain. There's so much cool stuff out there that you could, like building skyscrapers, for instance. Building skyscrapers, bridges, you know, like heavy industrial equipment, factories, cars, planes, trains. There's so much stuff out there that you can use to stimulate your brain that's better for your brain. You know? It's like eating right, dude. I appreciate the worry, I know for sure. Yeah, I don't want to see people suffer, dude. I want everybody to do well. Because you deserve it. You deserve to do well. Welcome to the fold, space cult. Yeah. I try not to go too overdrive on the space culty stuff, because I definitely kind of sense that going on from the space community sometimes. Like, it's like, join us in space. Everything is better in space. Like, I try to not do that. You know what I mean? It's digital junk food. It really is, man. You got to feed your brain some good stuff. But how can I inform myself that would counter the majority of what I am told? What do you mean, Shady? Dude, go to the freaking library. Check out a friggin' book. I mean, you can say that for anything, though. Yeah, true that. Yeah, Solar. Oh, God, Solar. Don't even get me started with that stuff, dude. yo, those people are out there, man. That's all I'm saying. Those folks are out there, dude. Yeah, I've seen it, Lavi. Yeah. What keeps me calm is working on computers. Yeah, TJ. Yeah, that's the other thing. Okay. That's why you got to stimulate your brain a lot. Diversify. Find new things. Try new stuff. Like, if you find something like I found space, your brain will go into overdrive and you will literally never burn out on it. That's what happened to me. And it leveled me the frick out. Leveled me out. Yeah, I know, Seacracken. I know he was kidding. Barak, 29 months. Mother told me, yes, she told me I'd see streams like this. Nice. Wait, I think... It's the achievement when you pick up the... I'm over it. Yeah, exactly, Tessa. Mm-hmm. Hey. Just for fun. Long time no see. Right on. Interesting. Starship can't go anywhere but low Earth orbit. What, DV? Yeah. Mom is alright. Yeah, okay. I knew I recognized the lyric. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that from? Last for interesting shuttle document. It doesn't have enough fuel. DV, you know it refuels, right? It can refuel in space. Have you read this about shuttle risk? Page 6 through 9 is overall risk results. Yep. Yeah, Papa Bear, I've seen this before. Yeah, where there is this the document that they released in 2011 at the end of the shuttle program when they figured out the overall compoundable risk at different eras during the shuttle program? They released this in like 2011, right? I've read this before. Yeah. So, DV, Starship plans on it being able to be refueled in low Earth orbit, which, dude, I'm telling you, that's a holy grail technology in itself. Refueling a spacecraft isn't just connecting a fuel pipe and just turning on the tap like a gas pump. But just shows if it flew more, it would have been greater. Yeah, Papa Bear, exactly. Flying it less made it more deadly. Go figure. It's because the shuttle was designed from the start to work like an airplane. And they ended up not using it like an airplane. They ended up using it like a rocket. And that was a very, very bad idea. That ended up getting more people hurt. Don't they have to launch like 10 starships to fuel it? Sure. So, DV, okay. look, what you're bringing up is very valid criticism, right? What you're bringing up is valid criticism for sure. The thing is, is that you, like, okay. All right, I'm trying to formulate a thesis here real quick. Give me one moment. Okay, you got to stop thinking about Starship like it's a rocket, just like what we were saying about the space shuttle. If you think about Starship like here. Are you familiar with a KC-10? So the KC-10 here. What does that do? See this? The KC-10 is a DC-10. It's a passenger plane that the Air Force converted to a tanker plane, right? It's gray. Yeah, yes, Maka, it is in fact gray. That's right. It converted to a tanker plane. All right? So, think about Starship and the refueling more like in-flight refueling with an airplane. And when you think about it that way, it makes a lot more sense. Starship is supposed to have different variants. The different variants are supposed to be able to achieve different results. And yes, well, first and foremost, depending on how much payload you need to send to the moon with Starship is dependent on how many times you need to refuel it. If you're trying to put 100 tons on the surface of the moon, you're going to need to refuel it a lot. But if you're just sending people in a couple of airlocks, right, with a couple of beds, you're not going to need that many refueling flights. So the point is that, and once again, I'm not trying to explain or justify it. There's still, you can still sit here and you can say that's a lot of stuff to figure out. Making a rocket work and function like an airplane, meaning that you can land it, refuel it, and fly it again like that, is not an easy task. That's not an easy thing to figure out. That's why, I say the criticisms of it can't go past low Earth orbit, is very valid. That's a very valid thing. But what I can do is explain what SpaceX is trying to do. So SpaceX is trying to do this, right? See that? Same plane. Same aircraft. It's the same thing. What's the difference? One carries people, one carries fuel. Right? Can also carry cargo of passengers. That's right. So if you think about what Starship is supposed to do in a contemporary context, like right now, how rockets work, refueling and launching 12 flights seems absurd. It seems ridiculous, right? That seems dumb. 12 flights to refuel just to get to the moon, that's going to take forever. And that's what, Blue Origin with those infographics, that's what they're saying. And the thing is that they're not wrong, but it's loaded. It's a loaded statement because, well, personally, I think it's because Blue Origin want their lander on the books too, so we can have two ways to get to the moon to have redundant dissimilar capability, which I think is a good idea. I don't think one corporation should have the only way to get NASA astronauts to the surface of the moon. That's a very bad idea. That's going to lead to stagnation, even if it's NASA or if it's commercial. However, what these documents don't take into account is SpaceX's intentions. Engineering is all about application, right? All about application. That has a lot to do with it. It's about the application. What are you trying to do? If SpaceX was trying to operate Starship like Falcon 9, then their graphic holds water. It makes a lot of sense. However, SpaceX is not. That's not their stated intention with Starship. Their stated intention with Starship is rapid reuse and reusability, right? And now, don't get me wrong, stated intention doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it. Talk is cheap in the space program. It takes money to solve these problems. Doesn't matter if it's SLS, it doesn't matter if it's Starship, doesn't matter if it's whatever. Everybody sits there and balks at SLS like, oh, it costs multiple $1 billion, as if Elon Musk isn't throwing billions of dollars at Starship right now. Like, okay. He built a small city in Texas. Well, that wasn't cheap, But don't get me wrong, I still like the way that Elon does things. However, the stated intention there with Starship is to operate the thing like an airplane. It is a radical departure from how we think about rocket science in the current kind of zeitgeist. That's not the right word to use there. In the current, like, ideology, or like the meta, I guess, for rocket science. Zeitgeist. What the hell does that word mean? Hold on. That sounded right. The defining spirit or mood of a particular period of history is shown by the ideas and beliefs of the time. Oh! I was right! Yes! 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 Boom! I don't know where the hell I pulled that word out. Yes. Metageist! I don't know where the hell I learned that word. Why did I say that? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Once I'm on a roll, dude, it doesn't, it's just like shift gears. Boom! Space, you know? Probably a stupid question, but is SpaceX planning on landing the first stage? If so, where are the legs? 1RG, they plan on landing it. They plan on catching it with the launch tower, dude. Don't get me wrong. That sounds as crazy as it seems. Oh yeah, no, that's nuts. That's what I mean about thinking about rockets, like we do now. Thinking about catching a rocket right now with a launch tower is as absurd as landing a rocket was, 6 years ago. How many German words does English language want to use? Yes. Sebi, there's tons of German. English is a Germanic language. Should be a good time to reinforce the thing about learning. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know where I picked that word up, Anarilion. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I read it somewhere. Yeah, we poach words from everybody, Enco. Yep. If Tower Catch works, I'm accepting that we live in a simulation. Yeah. Japanese words also use the word doppelganger. The thing about Japanese is that Japanese has like a meta set up in their language for words that don't translate correctly. And they have sets of characters that are just phonetic pronunciations, and they string those phonetic pronunciations together to pronounce words that aren't native Japanese words. So like that's where the whole hotodogu comes from, because if you wanted to spell hot dog in Japanese, you'd use those specific sets of characters. Yeah, that's what's cool about Japan. They can just Japanese just absorbs words. They can absorb words into their language. It's actually kind of cool. Lucy from Tori Bruno, right on. There was another question in there. All right, let's go back to space now. Yeah. Nice. Orbital refueling has never been done before. Paradigm. Yeah, that too. That's another good word. I like that word. If we can dock to the ISS in over 3 hours, we can do it with Starship eventually. Look, 192 days for the entire fueling mission. Yikes. That still is a lot. Hot doggo, hot doggo. I like a hot doggo. Yeah. Yeah, that's where the kind of, haha, make fun of Japanese people because they pronounce words are funny. Yeah, like, okay, it's kind of their language does that. PJ is a my friendo. Durifto. Yeah, same thing with Durifto. Yeah, TJ, that's regional. That's dialects, though. That's not the language. That's different. Anyway. Baka yuru. Nani? Would an orbital refueling station be practical for something like Starship someday? ArcSign, that's actually a really good question. SpaceX, okay, I'm going to play rumors say. SpaceX has hinted, and I've heard through the grapevine, that they're working on 4 main Starship variants right now. There's 4. And don't get me wrong, they're probably it's not like they're working on all of them in parallel. Elon seems to be taking SpaceX in a direction where they just hardcore focus on one thing at a time and then move to the next thing, kind of like in series almost. They don't... almost. Like, that's where, like, the majority of the engineers are like, work on this. Like, they're working on the orbital test right now. Everyone's working on the pad, right? But there are 4 variants of Starship. There's the Starship Prime, which is just the one with the payload bay that we saw, right? Or the chomper fairing, right? That's the let's deploy payloads in space. That's the unmanned version. It's the cargo version. There's the crew variant. That's the one that you see on SpaceX's website with all the windows on it. All right? There's the fueler variant that they're working on, supposedly. That's just, there's no payload bay. It's just all fuel tank. Right? And then the 4th one. The 4th one is the depot variant. The depot variant, whatever that may be, is a fuel storage facility in space. That's what it is. So if SpaceX is going to, so like say they want to do their mission, right? They say they want to get the Lunar Starship to the moon. They're not going to launch Lunar Starship and just keep refueling it. They're not going to do that, right? Because the life support systems on Lunar Starship are, it's not, you can't sit there indefinitely, right? It has a finite amount of time in space, just like any pod does. So SpaceX has a depot variant. That's what I've been hearing whispers about. Like a Starship that is optimized to be like a space station with solar panels and radiators and stuff. And it sits up there, and it's specifically designed to just have the fueler Starships come up and refuel it. And then when they're ready to go, they launch Lunar Starship, plug that thing in, refuel it, and then send Lunar Starship to the moon. And then the depot variant folds up its solar panels, folds up its radiators, and then comes back down and lands. Which is, that's ballsy. That's very difficult. But once again, you got to figure out, the intention here is very important to understand. If SpaceX can get that thing to be rapidly reusable, none of this stuff matters. You think they will have 2 Starships going to space up and down, one for crew and cargo and one for fuel? There's going to be different variants. Yeah, that's why I keep showing KC-10s versus DC-10s. It's the same plane. One just carries fuel, one carries people. And then there's a cargo variant of the DC-10 too. Weird question I thought about today. When we go to Mars, how do we expect to be sustainable on the toilet paper front? A bidet solves that problem pretty easily, Jeffrey. Depot variant is like a checkpoint, so that would mean further into space, on-orbit gas stations. Midget, I think that, anybody read The Martian? Or anybody know Buzz Aldrin's doctoral thesis at MIT? The Aldrin Cycler? A depot variant is prime for an Aldrin Cycler orbit. The toilet paper question reminded me of a certain 2016 IAC. You know what, Lavi? That guy, I think that guy's question came off as stupid because English is his second language, blatantly. But his question does make sense. How are you going to deal with all the crap? Well, toilet paper, a bidet solves that problem because the water is recyclable. Toilet paper is not. And then you use the human organic payload as fertilizer. It's not a bad question to ask, seriously. It's just the way the guy phrased it, because English wasn't his first language, made him sound like a moron. But see this? This is called an Aldrin Cycler, guys. If you look right here, see M1, M3, M4? That's Mars's orbit, and then E1, E2, E3, E4 is Earth's orbit. Buzz Aldrin wrote his thesis on a cycler-style orbit, which uses gravitational assist. So basically you launch it on a transfer orbit that does a Mars flyby, and it grav-assists off Mars. And grav-assisting off Mars changes its ejection angle. All right? And the reason why that's important to understand is because it grav-assists and it does a flyby on Mars, and it ejects it at an angle that shoots it back towards Earth. There is a stable resonant orbit that can just basically bounce a payload back between Earth and Mars every couple of months. Well, not every couple of months. If you launch one and then launch again and then have like a supply chain, right? of ships. We can do Martian resupply. Like a Martian resupply vessel would be flying by Earth every couple of months. Yeah, they're called cycler orbits. They use them in the Martian for reasons I won't say. Read the book. It's a really good book if you haven't. I read a comment today that basically came down to building cyclers for rapid starship reuse, with no cycler starships only getting used once every 2 or so years. If you have the depot ship in a cycler orbit, then you can literally make a supply chain to Mars. That's definitely doable. With a cycler, you could use Orion to get to Mars. That's right. Don't cyclers have really high delta V requirements to rendezvous with them? If the thing you're cycling, yes, Sip, they do. If the thing you're cycling with is a fuel depot, then that doesn't matter. Could you do that with the moon? Nah, there's no point in doing that. In order to do some type of resonant orbit like that, you need 2 celestial bodies to be orbiting around a big one. The moon only orbits around Earth. Yeah, we could get to the moon at any time, Sea Kraken. If we had a Saturn V ready to go on the launch pad right now, we could go to the moon right now. The only constraints there would be making sure you don't land on the surface of the moon at nighttime. Yeah, don't land at night. But yeah, that depot ship is cool. It's a really good idea. Then there's my idea for how you could do that, but my idea does not jive with Starship at all. But then again, that's just my theory. I have no idea, man. Elon probably knows more about this than I do. Yeah, Gujar. Mm-hmm. They have a pizza oven up there. Anyway, who wanted me to see this picture? What did you want? What were you looking for? So this is them using an angle grinder to cut into Booster 3. What did you want? First of all, who wanted me to see this picture? Why don't you want to land on the moon at night? It's cold. Really cold. Really cold. Hey, Silvan, what's up? I was wondering what the purpose of those hatch-looking things are for. So, Livid, we're talking about these things? Those are vents. Those are methane vents, dude. Yep. Okay, wow. That's pretty cool, Thomas. I don't hate that. Yeah, angle grinding the booster. Is that not an angle grinder right there? That's right, TJ. Guys, I think that SpaceX is going to launch lunar. This is just a guess. I think that SpaceX is going to launch Lunar Starship from Florida, from Cape Canaveral. I think they're going to launch the tankers from Texas. If you really want my honest kind of opinion, why? Why would you do that? Well, they want to build 2 pads at Boca Chica. You do not want Lunar Starship sitting on one of those pads taking up space when you go to refuel your depot ship, right? Think about it. Like, how would you do that? You have to have the depot ship, and then you have to have the tanker ships, and then you have to have the Lunar Starship, right? So depots and tankers, you'd need to launch once a week. So you're going to need to alternate pad back and forth to launch those, right? Where's the pad for Lunar Starship? I think it's going to launch from the Cape. I really do. Yeah, that's right, Barak. Mm-hmm. Maybe the planned oil rig could be for fuel. It's possible. Oh my god. Yeah, right. But the noise. The noise of what? Noise? What are you talking about? Look, Switchio, a spacecraft came back from space in Florida for a good amount of times every year for like 30 years. I don't think they care. Yeah, the oil rigs are something down the road. They're not focused. Yeah, exactly. They're not focusing on that right now. Could one tower service 2 pads? Not I don't think so, Discount. Here, check out this animation from Tidge. This is what SpaceX wants to do. And once again, if you look at this and you're like, how are they going to do that? I don't blame you, all right? Like, this is not the easiest thing to solve. Check that out. If that works, I don't. Ow. So this is, once again, here, I'll post this. This is coming from Tigenum 3D Animations. Look at that. Can we use Jebstar to build Duna cyclers? Cyclers don't really work too well in KSP. They require constant course corrections, man. Sucks. I like my... Big Bear, I had an idea for... I had an idea for doing something like that. The ships wouldn't use cyclers. They would use Hohmann transfers. But yeah, there's a... I could get into that a little bit later if you guys want. Here's a paper on a Duna cycler. Oh. Word. If they lose one engine, they'll miss the exact target. We learned that with SN15. Reagan, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is doable. That's going to be very difficult. But, Reagan, once again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this isn't hard, right? But thinking about Starship like... stop thinking about it like a rocket. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying either that will pay off, that will work, right? I'm not saying that'll work either. Stop thinking about Starship like a rocket. Think about it. Think about what you said in the context of what SpaceX is trying to do. And once again, if you think about it this way and you're still like, no, that's dumb, I don't really disagree. Right? But you saying, oh, what if they lose an engine on landing is like saying, oh, what if a plane loses an engine on landing? Right? Because they want to use it like a plane. The key is safety through reliability. Fire the Raptor so freaking much and build a metric ton of those things, well, a couple million metric tons by Raptor mass, to get to the point where you understand it enough where it's not gonna fail. Just like how we did that with turbofans. One of the bottlenecks, if you go back in the day, right? We go back in the day to the JT9. The JT9D, all right? This thing. See that right there? Planes can fly if they lose an engine. I understand that. I get it. So, Starship can fly if it loses an engine either. What if it diverts to a landing pad if they can't make the tower? Then the thing just picks it up off the ground. Easy peasy, right? So, this thing right here, the JT9. This is the first engines that ended up on a 747. The 747 wasn't just a revolutionary airplane because it has two floors, right? The 747 was such a big deal because it was the first airliner to introduce a high bypass turbofan. High bypass turbofans are there's two jet engines in here, okay? Well, not two. That's not the right way to say it. High bypass turbofans have a turbojet engine in the center, okay? And then inside of the axle where the jet engine spins, the axle for the jet engine is actually hollow. It's a tube. And there's another axle going through that. The jet engine pushes on a turbine that's connected to the inner axle, right? And that goes through the jet engine and powers this ducted fan up here. Now, high bypass turbofans in the 60s were as crazy cutting edge tech then as a full flow stage combustion cycle is now. In fact, the turbofans were late for the 747 program because Pratt & Whitney freaking couldn't get the high bypass. They couldn't get the bypass correct. But those fans eventually, those turbofans eventually became, they were so good at what they did, they eventually became the norm. Every passenger liner that flies today has a turbofan on it, with the exception of the ones that have turboprops on them, which is a jet engine. Instead of moving a fan, it's moving a propeller. It's very rare that you'll see a piston engine passenger liner today, or a turbojet passenger liner either. Point is that people thought the high bypass turbofan was stupid at the time. They thought that was a waste of time, and they thought the 747 was a waste of time, right? They said the same kind of stuff. Well, what if those high bypass turbofans fail? What if they fail? What if they, like, then all of a sudden, the industry changed completely, and everybody copied the high bypass design. Everyone. So, any links to books documenting to those engines, just use the wiki page for now if you're interested. So, like, Reagan, once again, it's easier to be like, oh, well, what if they lose an engine? Okay, so let's play off that contingent. If they lose an engine, Starship diverts, right, and it lands on the landing pad right next to the pad. All right? So the engine does this, the thing slews to the right, and it lands on the concrete pad that's right next to the main launch pad. There you go. See what I'm saying? Like, you, once again, if you're not convinced by this, you're not convinced by that, and you're like, yeah, they're never going to do that. I don't blame you. I understand what this thing is supposed to do, and I'm still like, you sure you want to do that? Like, are we sure? Are you sure you want to try this? Like, I'm looking at that and going, okay. With what I know about putting rockets together, which I get it, that doesn't go any further than putting rockets together in KSP. I understand. But from what I know about putting stuff together mechanically at a large scale like this, I'm actually, you know what's messed up? I'm not even worried about this. SpaceX could absolutely do that. That's not the part I think is tricky. This part right here. That's the part I think that's tricky. Doing that. You know how much stuff has to line up to get that right? And they also have a quick disconnect arm, and the QD needs to automatically hook back up to Starship. That's the difficult part right there. I don't think catching it is too incredibly hard. Don't get me wrong, that's difficult, but relatively speaking, I think that's more difficult. They can't do that if they do. Life's great. I mean, yeah. I'm thinking they have the plans that if Starship has a problem, it will probably land in the water. Pretty sure it can glide and slow down to water land itself. You don't want to land something with tiles that absorb water in water, TJ. That's a very bad idea. That's about as bad of an idea as putting a plane into the water. It usually doesn't end well. We saw what happened to the last quick disconnect. Yep. Can you explain what the quick disconnect is and what it does? That's the fueling umbilical for Starship, Jonas. I thought for the longest time that SpaceX would load Super Heavy, and Super Heavy would straight up have two pipes that go up the side and fill Starship up. They would fill Starship up through Super Heavy. But SpaceX, I thought they were going to do that, and then they said no. So I was wrong there. I think that's because they changed what they wanted. They decided on one umbilical for Starship. That was the plan, and they changed it? Yeah, shame. Why does nobody want to buy the Raptor engine from SpaceX? It's not that they don't Apache X, it's that it's not for sale. How long would it take for them engines to cool off? Are they okay to just go right on to stacking? Well, it's an hour turnaround, goalie, so I don't think it'd be an issue. Yeah. Once again, And Swishio, this is the big thing. And once I just want to shout out Tijan 3D Animations because we're using his render a lot today, or her, or they. This right here is incredibly difficult to do. Once again, if you guys are looking at this and saying no, that's impossible, I don't blame you, and I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend to justify that could be a thing that they could do. It might be, I don't know. But I think it's important to understand why they're even attempting to do this. That's the part that I'm getting at. Starship like an airplane. Literally, that's it. They need to figure out a way to get the rocket stacked back up together fast. And now, because they went with a 2-stage option, they have to now deal with the fact that, you got to put a 30-story building together every time you want to launch one of these things. And that's the solution for getting around that. Sounds to me that with... What was that? Sounds to me that with pipes on the lifter, you'd just be lifting something that can be on stage 0. It sounds like that's the thing that they came up with, Biz. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Tidge did a great job here. Could you post a link of it? Absolutely. Make sure to give credit where credit is due, dudes. But yeah, anyway. It's very interesting stuff. And once again, don't get me wrong. If you're looking at that and you're like, well, are people going to be on that? How's that going to work? I don't blame you. I don't blame you for thinking that. I mean, personally, okay, so this is my personal opinion on this. I would have Super Heavy's hold down points configured in such a way that it could land on the hold down points. The hold down points would be the landing legs. Like what we did with Neptune in Kerbal. It's literally that. And just land it next to the pad. Don't try to catch the thing, but it could do that. Like, you could do that. Like, catching the thing is just so nuts, dude. Makes you think twice about why they'd hover. Why they did a hover maneuver for the 10K hops, huh? Shady. I didn't even think about that. That's a good, interesting. You said doo-doo. I know we were talking about turbojets versus turbofans. Just consider how wrong a 737-200 looks these days. Yeah, with those low bypass. Yep. Lavi, is it bad if I think 747 or 737-100s and 200s look cool? It looks weird by today's standards, but I think they actually kind of look cool. I'd like to try this. I'd like to try this in KSP just to see how difficult this actually could be. Before you ask, no, I have no idea how we would do this. But then again, I had no idea, 2 months ago I said I had no idea on how we're going to make a Venture Star 100% reusable, and look where we are now, The Max looks cooler. Max started flying again, Sevi. It got quietly re-cleared. Maxes are flying around all over the place, and I agree, they do look cool. It's a very cool looking plane. Was Booster 4 going to be expendable? Yeah, that's the plan, Lunprod. Plans are subject to change, though. $10 they considered landing Starship on Super Heavy at one point. I'm sure it was considered NG, but that's the problem with that rocket exhaust, dudes. I think the rocket exhaust would be like... I think people have trouble visualizing what that rocket engine is doing. It's shooting out gases at such high volume, right? It's better... And I understand there's a difference between gases and liquids, right? With this analogy that I'm going to do. Picture fire hoses. Yeah. Like, just... If you had, like, a fire truck, right? And it had 3 hoses shooting out the bottom, right? And that fire truck tried to, like, drive over, like, a bridge or... No, that's not a good idea. That's not a good analogy. Like, that's basically 3 fire hoses worth of matter getting shot out the bottom. If you tried to land that thing on, like, Super Heavy, right? The 3 fire hoses would fill up Super Heavy with water before the thing even gets close, right? Same deal. It's the same deal. I mean, not to mention that it's really, really hot. It's like shooting out lava, you know? Like, the fire truck analogy kind of sucked, but picture those things as like fire hoses. So like, you know, anytime you want to land one of those things near the ground, it's a fire hose shooting at the ground. You got to be careful. Yeah. Using water would probably be a good idea. Well, they do shoot water at the rocket when it takes off, you know. Oh, look, a furred one. Nice. Nice. I wonder if the landing misses were attempts to hover during a landing. Maybe. The simplest thing they could do is have a building shielded from the exhaust. The booster would land for Starship. Can you see my last without it ping to you? Any update on Starliner? It has to go back to the factory. The valves are junk, Audrey. Sucks. Open adapters like you see in the F1. Those aren't really designed to be reused. Random Kerbal architecture question. Would it make sense to have a mining station around Minmus and a tanker on orbit to carry fuel from Minmus to LKO? Yes. Costs less delta V to get something from the surface of Minmus to low Kerbin orbit than it costs to launch something from the surface into low Kerbin orbit. Fact. Yep. Yeah. The same is the case in real life with the moon, by the way. It just takes longer if you're mining fuel on Minmus. The transit time is longer than just launching something into space. So it's time versus money there. Maybe Blue is onto something with New Shepard's hover. Well, they, yeah, Lavi, that's what Super Heavy is going to do. It's the pendulum thing that they talked about. When you have a bigger rocket, it's easier to manage. It's like flying bigger planes. You fly around the 747 in Flight Sim. It's a nice plane to fly. Feels real good, comparatively to like the biplane stunt plane in Flight Sim. You fly that thing around, it's all over the place, right? Bigger planes are easier to fly because they're very smooth and deliberate in their maneuvers, or aerobatics, I guess. Jensen, 34-month resub. Thank you. Random. Okay, all right. Any update on Starliner? Cool. All right, guys. It's time to play KSP. The space news is very slow today. So yeah, I'm just gonna. We could keep talking about this, but we can keep talking about this while I put the SSTO back on the pad. Okay. So once again, not really. There's not much in the news cycle today other than